Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is John O'Neill on the Onealien radio show. On the Onealien show here at Star Worldwide Networks in sunny, sometimes sunny, but not today sunny, Scottsdale, Arizona. We're dealing with a little storm, and it's a wonderful storm. It makes us all sleepy and want to go take a nap. But we got a show to do real quick before we get to that part. And with every show, as you always know, I start with gratitude. I start with thanking you. I start with just expressing my thankfulness, my gratitude to all of you who have been logging on, who have been commenting, who have been liking and sharing all over. We're everywhere digitally. We're all over the TikTok and in the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Instagrams. We're everywhere, the Onealien Show. So thank you. I extend my heart of gratitude to you, and I thank you for just interacting with me, just letting me know, hey, sometimes you're listening, sometimes you're not. That's okay. But I appreciate all of it. I appreciate it. I look at it, I watch it, and I listen to it. I read the comments, I read the emails, and so just thank you. That's it. That's it. Bottom line, thank you. Always start with gratitude. Always start with gratitude. Hey, listen, I got an awesome announcement today. It's incredible. It's the first one. It's the first of everything. Anytime there's a first, the first show we did a couple months ago, right? Anytime there's a first, it deserves a pause. It deserves some extra gratefulness, because I have a first. If you guys remember last week, we had Miss Jalea was here, and she came from Whole Harmony Healing. Whole Harmony Healing. And after the show was such an amazing show, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the nuggets she left us. But the announcement is the awesome thing, the thing that I'm so excited to say, and was so excited when she stepped up to the plate. But Whole Harmony Healing has become the first official sponsor of the Onealien Show. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Whole Harmony Healing. Woo! Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was such a great show when she came. Did you listen? Well, go on and listen. It's right there, theonealien.com, starworldwide.com, The Onealien Show. Go listen. Last week was phenomenal. It's heartfelt. It was real. It was raw. It was down to earth, because that's the way she shines. That's just the way she brings it. And so the healer's journey is what I called it. And Miss Jalea sat with us and told us some really good things that we're going to talk really quick about until I lead into what I got for you. All right. Miss Jalea was here, and she talked to us about finding your why. Finding your why. Many times, if we want to change or if we want to do something in our lives, we got to find a why. Why? Not what do we have to do all the time, or not where, but we have to find the why. Okay. A lot of people talk about that. Finding your why. Why do you want to do it? Why do you want to go there? Why is that your goal? Why are you moving? Why are you gaining momentum in that? Why? What is your why? And her why was simply to become a hero. Become a hero for who? For her beautiful young daughter who was going through some medical issues. So Miss Jalea told us in her journey, in her awakening, she became her daughter's hero. All right. And so we got that from her. She found her why. She became a hero. The other thing that Miss Jalea from WholeHarmonyHealing.com, our official sponsor, talked about was a leap of faith, because, you know, when she's in certain circumstances and she sees and she's getting prodded and she's getting nudged, you know, sometimes you just stand on the edge and you can see where you're supposed to go, or sometimes you have a voice telling you to take that step. You have an urging, you have in your spirit, you just have some unrest and you want to get to that next step. You want to take that step. But when you're standing on the edge, you don't know what's there sometimes. And sometimes you can't really see everything that's going to transpire. And so I've been there. I have a poem in my poetry book. It's called The Nudge, right? And it talks about that. It talks about us standing on the edge, and it talks about us being told to go out, to wade out in the deep waters is what I call it, right? And to keep going. And even though you don't know where your feet are going to land, and even though you don't know what the currents under the surface are doing, even though you have all the things that you don't know, right? Jalea called it her leap of faith. And so she jumped out in a leap of faith and left her corporate job, left working for someone, and launched her vision, launched her goals, right? By a leap of faith. How many of you are standing on the edge of something? How many of you have paralyzed and just standing there, been sitting there for months and for years, right? Just not having quite enough faith to take one step forward. And so she told us about how she did that. And that was awesome. The other thing she talked about with her teas and her formulas, right? And with her Reiki session, the sound baths, and all the things the Whole Harmony does for you. A whole bunch of services that she provides for those people needing healing, okay? And that's why she's a healer. That's why, because she helps you go inside, because we know that healing begins within. We can't change our circumstances most of the time. We can't change the things that are around us. But if we want to really progress, if we want to make that change, then we got to heal within. It starts from inside. And so Miss Jalea told us how in her gifts and in her in the things that she is powerful at, right? She starts helping people heal from the inside. And in a key word, and I know because I've heard her say it, helps, right? Guides, okay? She doesn't heal you. She doesn't fix. You have to be willing to fix yourself. You have to be willing and committed to that process of healing. You got to be willing to peel back those layers and expose all of your ugliness, right? And then you have someone like her around just to kind of help the spirit realm and just kind of help you, really kind of guide you into a better place, into peace and harmony, right? And the last thing, excuse me, that she talked about, and I don't know if she talked about it on the show or after the show, okay, but it was something that is very key. It is something that she has learned, and that is that she's not everybody's cup of tea. Uh-oh. Even a person as bright and shiny and powerful as she is, even a person who has all the gifts and abilities and who is helping people in the community, much like myself, right? She realized that she's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people want to receive those types of services in those types of blessings, right? Some people want to experience that type of healing, and some people just don't, okay? And what Jalea talked to us about is that she's just not everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay, because if she's not, then she's not. And guess what? Neither am I. I am a lion for sure. I am confident for sure. I am all types of things that I went over in my first show that made me. And that is who I am. Unapologetically, that's who I am. And so just like her and just like the other people around me who are very confident in who they are, enough to say that not everyone is for them. Not everyone is here to listen to their words. Not everyone is going to receive even the messages here on the Onealien show. But guess what? That's okay. That's okay. Because no matter what, I'm going to still be myself. No matter what, the Onealien show is still going to continue to be an agent of change. If you want to change, then this is where you should be. If you desire something different, then come and sit down with me. If you are tired of the same circles in your life, going around and around, getting up in the morning. You guys remember that old school comment where it said, time to make the donuts? The guy got up in the morning, every morning, time to make it. What did you say at 7 o'clock this morning? Time to make the donut, right? Or if you're going back in the car and you're taking the same route and you go by the same coffee place and you go to the same job and you look at all the same. If that's good for you, then cool. The Onealien show just might not be for you, and that's okay, because John O'Neill is here to spark some change. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing it because I've done it myself. And because I saw how valuable it was. And so that's why I'm passionate. That's why I'm vigorous. That's why I have zeal when I'm speaking to you. That's why I'm loud. I was talking to a person this week, and they informed me something that I didn't know in my 52 years, almost 52 years, but I'm loud. I'm loud. There's times when I'm loud. Or maybe there's times when I'm not. Maybe I'm just always loud. I don't know, but you know what? Whoever I am, that is who I am, baby. And the Onealien show is here, and we're here to change. So I just have a question. Are you ready? Do you want to get some change? Because this is the place for you. If not, go sit in a corner and be safe. Go curl up somewhere. Go get underneath a blanket. Go do the same sugar, honey. Go do the same crap you've been doing if that's what you want to do. Go, change the channel. It's okay. There's other things, even on this network, all right? Stay on Star Worldwide for me, okay? Go find another show. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because those who need to hear are going to tune in. And those who don't get something, they may just feel like someone they know needs something, and they just might pass it on. But all I have to do is ask you, are you ready to awaken your lion within? That's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about unleashing the lion within you. We all have a lion no matter what. Even though if you haven't recognized it, even though if you feel like it's not part of your personality, even just because I say lion doesn't mean you got to be loud like me, doesn't mean you got to be bold like me. It doesn't mean you got to be anything like me. You still have a lion, okay? You have a lion. And so my question to you is, do you want to continue to sit around doing the same old nonsense? I call it nonsense. You can be mad at me, that's fine. But if you want to sit around and do the same old mundane and do the same old stuff and never do anything where you are so passionate that you break up a sweat like me, if you just want to, if it ain't for you, then go sit your ass down somewhere and enjoy your life. It's cool. It's cool. I'm going to be good, and so are you. That's the best part about it. You do what you want to do, and guess what? The Onealien Show, we're going to do whatever the freak we want to do. And today, we're talking about something spectacular. Today, I'm introducing a free gift that I have developed. I formalized all of my lionhood, all of my lion stuff. I've formalized it, right? And today I'm unleashing it on you. Today is your day. Today, all you have to do at the end of the show is go on to theonealien.com, click on free offering, and you will get your own path of the lion that delivered directly to you. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. The path of the lion, the path of the path of anybody who has a lion, which is all of you. The path, right? And so the path that we're gonna talk about today is 4 points. 4 points. And if anybody who knows me, they know that numbers are important. Numbers, mean something. Numbers mean a lot. Numbers are important. The synchronicity of numbers in your life, there's something to it. And if you don't get it, then you don't get it. But guess what? I get it, I know it, and I believe it, and I see it. So I got 4 points with the path of the lion that we're going to review today. It's the same points that I help people through in their own life. It's the same point. Look, on my timer clock, it says 222. Numbers, baby. Numbers are all around. So 4 points, right? 4. What is 4? 4 is 4 seasons. Ooh, 4. 4 is relevant to seasons. 4 is relevant to elements. 4 is the number, the angelic number, the spiritual number of grounded stability. 4 is the 4 corners, right, of a solid foundation to you developing a down-to-earth perspective. 4 is the number, and 4 is the path of the lion. And so we're going to take a look at it today because it's important to me. And it's important to the Onealien Show. And it's important for you who want to listen. It's important for those of you, again, who are tired of doing the same old, right? Perk up, turn up the volume, listen closely, because we're going right down the list. The first thing, look, I'm going to show it to you even. This is your sneak peek. Oh, it's beautiful. It's color, and it goes right, you can print it up, and it goes right on your, it's fun. I almost had it up here, but then you'd be looking, you're easily distracted, so you'd be looking at it, and you wouldn't be listening to me. Look, all right, that's all you get. You got to listen. The first point, the first corner, the first point to your path of the lion is for you to awaken your lion. We've talked about it before. I told you specifically about instances in my own awakening, a time in my life where I realized I had a lion and I had to awaken that lion, right? And the first thing with awakening your lion is so key. Oh my goodness, it is so important. It's so important. Let me slow down because I'm gonna draw you in. See, I'm gonna draw you in. I'm gonna put my eyes directly on you. I'm gonna bring my voice a little bit calmer because this first point is very important. Are you listening? Know your value. Absolutely. Know your value. Know your value. The first point to awakening your lion is for us to know our value, right? As we go along in life, we gain value with every single day. We gain value in our experiences. Man, I've had a ton of experiences in my life. I've been through all types of things in my life, right? And that adds to my value. Why? Because my experiences can help someone else in their experiences, okay? So that adds value. All your experiences. I don't don't care if they've been good, bad, ugly, beautiful, shiny, dark, whatever they've been. All of your experiences have added to your value if you really are ready to awaken your lion. Feel me? That's my other saying. Feel me? All right. The other thing is, by knowing your value is you have natural gifts. Again, that's why you can't convince me that you don't have a lion. You may not know it. You may not believe it. You may be depressed. You may be dealing with something, low self-esteem, whatever it is. But guess what? You still have some natural gifts, baby. You got them inside of you. You just may not have drawn them out. You may not have been put in the right environment. You may not have even taken time to dig deep inside and see and recognize and know what are your natural gifts, what comes naturally to you, right? Some people it's finances, just comes. Some people's math. Some people could look at a room and just decorate it in their minds, and they know how to do all that interior decorate, right? Everybody has gifts. There's something that comes naturally to you, and so that is part of knowing your value. Knowing your value. The last part of knowing your value is your divine purpose, is understanding that you have a purpose that's greater than anything that you're doing right now. You have a purpose that's greater than where you're at. You have a purpose that's greater than what you're doing. We all have a great purpose. And when we find ourselves in alignment, when we know our value, we're able to put ourselves in alignment with that greater purpose, okay? And so some of you who may think that you're not very significant in what you're doing, you may think that you're not very valid in your job or your workplace or even at home. You may not have all the confidence that you see coming out of me. You may not have those things, but I'm telling you today that through your awakening, through the path of the lion, we're going to learn how to know your value. And when you know your value, there are things that you do. There are things that happen automatically by knowing your value. One of them is some of you. Oh my goodness, right? We're gonna peel it back today. I'm going right at it. We're gonna peel it back. Some of you are in some damn real toxic ass relationships right now. Some of you are in some unhealthy relationships. And I don't even mean romantically. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be coworkers, it could be whatever. But some of you are dealing with an unhealthy relationship right now. And that's because you don't know your value. Once you know your value, those types of relationships no longer serve a purpose. Oh my goodness. They no longer serve a purpose, right? Because that ain't even part of you. That don't even vibe right with you. That don't even belong in your area. Okay. I know my value. I had to cut off. I had to eliminate any type of relationship that was toxic, that was not conducive to who I was, that was not feeding my efforts to awaken my lion. Do you follow me? Toxic relationships. Another thing that you stop doing, and you guys heard me talk a little bit about it when I was on my Paris clip. If you haven't checked out the Road Show, go check it out. It's a couple episodes back, the Road Show. But one of the clips in there, I talk about defending yourself, right? When you know your value, you stop freaking defending yourself. I don't give a crap what you think about me. I really don't. Okay, I know my value, and so I'm not gonna come at me with whatever you want. Your opinion is valid to yourself. But I know my value, and therefore I don't need to defend myself. So some of you are defending yourself. Some of you are in relationships. Again, some of you are in circumstances and places where it always seems like you're having to defend yourself. You're having to stick up for yourself. You're having to advocate for yourself. You're having to buck up against somebody that is putting you down or that's trying to set you aside, or all of those things. They don't know your value, but you should know your value. Feel me? The other thing is you'll stop arguing. You hear me talk about it all the time. I don't argue. I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue, right? I try to say I never argue, but that would probably not be true, right? I try not to argue. I don't want to argue. I never want to argue about anything, right? I know my value. And I know that arguing is all in my control. If I tell you something and you tell me something in contrary, we're not in an argument yet. We're not in one yet. I know my value. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. So I'm not going to argue with you. If that's the way you feel, very well then. Okay. That's what you hear me say. Okay. Right? We're not going to argue. Why? Because once we know our value, it's much easier for us to remain true to ourselves, true to who you are. You know your value. You know you're worth something. You know you have experience on this planet Earth. You know you have natural gifts. You know you have a divine purpose, okay? And by knowing all of those things, oh my goodness, I'm jumping ahead too much, right? By excuse me, by understanding those things, you remain true to yourself. You may remain true to yourself. So knowing your value is one of the first things to awakening your lion. Know your value, y'all. Know your value. You are so valuable. You have so much experience. You have so many gifts. You have such a higher divine purpose. Just know it, and we can work on getting you there. Does that make sense? The second thing is focusing on your vision, right? In order to awaken your lion, you want to focus on your vision. And it's a vision that belongs to you. That's my number one point. That's the number one thing that I have learned in the last 20 years probably, is your vision belongs to only you. Your vision was given to you. Your vision belongs to you. And so all you have to do really is guard from distraction. Guard from anything that might take you, deter you or take you offline of what your vision is, okay? And then you already know one of my major philosophies is once you focus on your vision, seek help to make it come to pass, right? And because you know your vision, and because you know that it was given to you specifically, right? Then you don't need validation. I don't need to explain my vision to somebody else and wait for them to say if that's good or bad, right? Why? Because it ain't their vision. I don't need validation. You don't need validation for your vision. You're gonna stay focused on it. And the other thing is, they haven't been shown. The other people around you have not been shown the same vision. So how could they ever grasp it in the same vivid imagery that you have, right? The same clarity that you have. That's because it's your vision, okay? And so we're focusing on that vision, and who cares what they believe? They is anybody who says nay. They is anybody who doesn't have the same perspective. Who cares, right? It's my vision. Thank you very much. It's not yours. I own it because it was gifted to me. You feel me? All right? So we're awakening our lion by knowing our value. We're awakening our lion by knowing by focusing only on our vision, only on the vision that was given to us, only on the vision that we desire, okay? And then finally, oh my goodness. This was awesome. Then finally, once my lion started to awaken, once your lion starts to awaken, then you will be able to embrace the power that comes from it. Because I'm telling you, you've got power inside of you. You've got power. We've all got power. Power. Pure, unadulterated power. Okay? And once my lion started to wake up, boy, it was power. It was, I had more power over my thoughts, right? My thoughts were positive. My thoughts were focused. My thoughts, right? I had more power over my words. There's things that I stopped saying. I didn't worry about other things. I'm not sitting around a circle talking about the freaking price of gas. Okay? It's ridiculous and it's nonsense because half of y'all complain about gas, have a $7 Starbucks cup in your hand. Stop it. Get the freak out of here. I'm not listening to it, right? So we want to embrace our power. The words that come out of our mouth is so much power to it. And so that's all I said. I said, man, now that I know, now the lion's awakening, now that I feel this power, I want to embrace it. And I want to make sure that I'm thinking the right things. I want to make sure that my energy is positive. When I wake up in the morning, my energy is hype. I'm ready, right? It's a new day, a new opportunity, right? I want to embrace that power, right? I want to know that my energy is influential everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. If I walk into Circle K, you better freaking believe they know that a powerhouse has walked in, okay? When I walked into Circle K this morning and was getting my coffee, the young lady in front of me bumped some stuff and it all fell on the floor, right? Who's there but the lion, okay? Helped her pick it up. Here you go, ma'am. Have a great day. I got it for you. You're good. Yeah, let's keep it moving, right? My circle of influence is everywhere I exist. My circle of influence is here in the studio. My circle, I don't even know. It may be emanating down to the street below. I don't know. But the power is yours to embrace. And when you know your value and you're focused on your goal, you can embrace that power because you're knowing who you are. You're knowing what your vision is. You're knowing that your light shines for others to see a way. You're knowing that you have power. Is everybody with me? You have power. Grab it, hold on to it, and use it to execute where your lion is about to lead you. Oh my, what a segue. Where your lion is about to lead you. Why? Because quarter number 2, part number 2, season number 2 is let your lion lead. Oh my goodness. Once it's awake, once I know who I am and I know my value, once I've embraced the power, once I've got a vision and a focus, once I don't care what everybody else is saying, right? I told you my story. I'm not even going to go all the way back, but I had a vision that I wrote on like 8. I wrote on a whole bunch of whiteboards and nobody believed it. Nobody's seen it. Right? Nobody did, but it's okay because that was my vision and not theirs, right? So then you got it. Number 2, let your lion lead. Let your lion lead. My lion is awoken, okay? And he's powerful. And now I need to let him lead. Excuse me. I'll give you an example. Some of us talk about lead with your heart. Well, you can lead with your heart. My saying is let your lion lead, right? And he's going to lead in the things that I set him out to lead. Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. That is a saying out in the world right now, and that's a saying that came out of my heart. Positive vibes only. That is the only thing I mess with is positive vibes, right? I worked so hard to perfect myself. Did I just trigger somebody? I said perfect myself. I'm not perfect as in flawless, but the definition of perfect is whole. So I wanted to make myself, I needed to heal. I needed to shave some things away. I needed to awaken my lion. And once he was awoke, once I allowed him to lead, he said, we're accepting positive vibes only. We're whole, we're awoke, we're ready, we're rolling out. But we got to perfect ourselves internally before externally. We got to project ourselves. Positive vibes only. You come around me, you're only going to see positive vibes. I complain about freaking nothing. You won't hear me complaining. It don't matter what happens. I've had all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've had DoorDash mess up my order. I've had just all the types of things in life. Things just happen, right? Positive vibes only. Positive vibes. You're not gonna get me down, right? Because I'm gonna perfect myself. I'm gonna project myself, okay? And then I'm gonna protect myself. And that's when no other vibes, no negative vibes, no naysayers, no complainers, none of those, woe is me, victims. I'm too far ahead, right? None of that is coming in this area. Positive vibes only, please, right? Positive vibes only. And then I'm letting my lion lead by creating a happy list. Creating a happy list. How many of you have a happy list? Tell me, how many of you have actually intentionally written down, thought about exactly what makes you specifically happy? Your happy list is different than mine. We probably have some stuff that are the same, but what is your happy list? What things, if you haven't written it down, how the freak do you know what makes you happy? Have you written it down and then gone back and am I sure this makes me happy? I remember a time when I actually had this in my life and I wasn't too happy. So maybe I just think that, maybe I was just, maybe someone's maybe that isn't really on my happy list. Write down what makes you happy in life, in relationships, at work, as a father, as a son. What types of things make you happy, right? That's how your lion is leading you. Your lion is awoke. Your lion is putting out positive vibes only. Your lion, you are sitting down with you and your lion, and you're writing out your happy list. Okay. When I came out of my second divorce, I went through this healing process, right? And I sat down and wrote down what exactly will make me happy. And I have a 61 item. I think I mentioned this in my first show. I have a 61 item list, right? It's not complex. It's regular things, right? But I came back and forth to it and I came up with 61 items, right? Now, that's the perfect world, of course. I may not be able to surround myself always with all 61 items, of course, but definitely trust and believe on my happy list, there are some non-negotiables. There are some things, some characteristics and things that could be in people that I don't even want them around. It's just non-negotiable. I don't really want you. Your existence is going to detour from my positive vibes only. That's the bottom line. Look, those of you who are listening and know me, if we ain't talked in a long time, hey, either call me or text me or let me or ask me, but there may be something about you that just don't rub right with me. And so, we may be acquaintances, we may know each other, but guess what? Protecting myself. I'm just protecting myself. So forgive me, but don't forgive me. I'm protecting myself. No apologies asked for or needed. Non-negotiables. I got stuff on my list that is non-negotiables. Again, I came out of my second marriage, and so I had to really sit down and evaluate myself. Miss Jalea talked last week about the common denominator. So obviously, man, I'm in my 40s. What is going on? What is the common denominator? What things was I bringing to the table? What things was I attracting? We're getting to that in a minute, right? What things? And then what really makes John O'Neill specifically happy? Because by this time in my life, if you really get down and realistic with yourself, get real with yourself one time, you should be able to come up with realistic things that make you happy. And so I'm very sure of myself. I know exactly how I like to live. I know exactly what my habits are. I know exactly where I like to put my keys at when I walk in the house and don't nobody touch. I know who I am. And I'm letting my lion lead, okay? The last part of letting your lion lead, when you get to this stage, it's wonderful. That's what I'll tell you. It's wonderful. But because you can start having gratitude practicing everywhere you go, gratitude. Spend every moment of every day in a state of gratitude. How well can you pull that off? From the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep, you spend the entire day, all of it, in a state of gratitude. That doesn't mean things aren't going to happen. That doesn't mean you may slip up and frown somewhere or you may crinkle your eye. That doesn't mean any of those. What it means is you have a mentality of gratitude. You are grateful for this day. You're grateful for this moment. Why? Because we know that there are no accidents, right? We know that every moment of your life there is for a purpose. So I want to be intentional with my thankfulness. I want to have gratitude as an attitude and not just an action. I want to have an attitude of gratitude all day. When I walk in the office, good morning, how's everybody doing? Hey, let's hit we may have some challenges. That doesn't mean we don't have challenges. That doesn't mean you're not in diverse situations. But guess what? That doesn't ever have to. Your attitude is your choice. And if you can't control your attitude, then we may need to go to some previous steps. Your lion may not even be ready to awaken, right? Why? Because you control your attitude. Are you telling me you can't control it? Do you have a diagnosis for that? Oh, I just got in trouble. I believe that I will always try to have an attitude of gratitude. So my lion is awoke. My lion, I know my value. I have a vision that I'm focused on. I've embraced my power. I walk in power every day, all day. I have positive vibes only. That's it. I don't want any negative vibes. I don't want anything else. Positive vibes, or it doesn't concern me. I have a happy list. I know myself so well that I know what will make me happy, okay? I practice gratitude every moment of the day, all the time. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful for you listening. I'm thankful for the people helping me put the show on. I'm thankful for, gratitude all day long, because my lion is leading me, and that's where your lion will lead you. And then season number 3, if we went through winter or we end up in winter, I don't know what season we started from, but we're in season number 3, point number 3, corner number 3, whatever you want to call it. But guess what? Our lion, you heard me say it before, your lion needs to roar. All lions have a roar. All lions have a way that they roar. It may not be a loud roar. It may be your own roar. It may be a little roar. It may be a purr roar. Whatever it is, but your lion has to have a voice. Ooh, my goodness. You have a voice. And you have to use your voice. We all have a voice. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm over here. I'm over there. I think I'm right. Wherever you're at, you have a voice. And your lion has a voice. Your lion needs to roar. So let your lion roar is number 3 in our path of the lion. Okay? And this is, man, this is real easy for me. Big and bold, no compromise. 0, no compromise. Do not. When you get to a state in your life where you no longer feel a need to compromise, you could choose, but you don't feel a need to compromise. Oh my goodness, your lion is roaring. Your lion is roaring. Your lion is standing up. You're standing on your core values. I've got some core values that I will not freaking compromise on. I built my business on core values that we will, oh my goodness. We had something recently this week where we had to have a corrective, we had to write a letter for a correction, okay? And as I sat with my team, we came up with some certain content of the letter that we all agreed upon. We put it down, we walked away, and I thought about it. And something was hitting me wrong. My lion was roaring inside of me. My lion was saying, wait a minute. My lion said, you've got some core values, and I need you to go back and read the words in that letter to make sure it's representing you and your organization, representing you and this lion that's speaking right now properly. And so when I did, I ripped the whole letter up. We'll do it another way. Because I don't compromise. I stand on my core values. I know my worth. I know my purpose. You have worth. You have purpose. You have a set of core values. So do not compromise. It's easy for some of us, and it's so hard for others of us, right? I spent many years not knowing how to say no. A lot of my years of my life, I didn't know how to say no. And so your lion, when it's up, when it's leading, when it's roaring, then you learn how to say no. Because sometimes I needed to say no. There were certain things where I should have said no. I bet I say no today. Come ask me some nonsense. It's not happening, right? Resist being a people pleaser at your own detriment. Oh my goodness. How many of you struggle with trying to please everybody around you? You got family that's pulling on you. You got friends who are pulling on you. You got all types of people that are pulling on you. And you can't say no because you're so wrapped up in the validation of being a people pleaser. You want everybody around you to be happy. But guess what? There's a saying that I learned it recently, and I never forget it. And I even, if you guys remember getting back on my road show in Paris when I was talking to my new friend there, right? He was telling me about how he has this vision and this focus to get these movies off the ground, but he finds himself being distracted. He finds himself being pulled away. I said, dude, stop it. Let your freaking lion roar. No compromise. Stop pleasing people at your own detriment. And the saying that I left with him is this: you can't keep those around you warm by setting yourself on fire. Woo! You can't keep the people around you warm by setting yourself on fire. You're going to burn, you're going to die. Right? I didn't make the saying. I'm not taking credit for it. I don't know where it's from. You can let me know where it's from. But whoever said it, that hit me dead on. That hit me dead on. Because as a person who likes happiness and likes everyone to be happy and likes to create smiles and likes to bring joy to the room and likes all those things, sometimes you'll find yourself trying to please different people. And when you do it at the detriment of yourself, that's when you got to pull your lion out and say no. No, thank you. No, I'm skipping this one. Not this time. That's not for me. I don't feel comfortable. I don't even have to say none of those. I don't want to. My answer is just freaking no. Accept it or not, cool. Right? My lion is roaring. My lion is roaring so loud that I can speak directly to my opposition. I know when something's coming against me. I can feel it. Sometimes it's my own thoughts. Oh my goodness, how many battles do we have? How many times is the opposition that is trying to stop our momentum only in our own heads? Woo. And that's when you got to speak directly to yourself sometimes, boldly and confidently. My lions got to roar right now. I'm losing. I don't have no victim mentality. I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I'm not a victim of my past. I'm not a victim of the people. I'm not a victim of anything. My lion's roaring. I have no excuses. My team knows that professionally, anywhere. We don't use excuses. No excuses. I know stuff happens. I know deadlines are skipped. I know we already know those things happen. We don't need to talk about them. Tell me what we're doing. Be accountable. Let the people around you who are pulling on you, who are trying to take you, to rob you of your joy, oh my goodness, right? Let them know that you're the captain of your own ship. I'm the only one who drives this bus, baby. You can hop on or hop off, but you can't hop behind my wheel. Uh-oh. Let your lion roar. Who's the contrary to that? If you're the person, if you utter words like, I've always been like that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well then go freaking be like that. Go be like that then, right? I've always been like that. Well then go be like that. If you're not looking to change, if you've already made it, if you don't want to, go be like that. Or that's just how I am. That's just how I am. If that's how you are, and if that's leading you to where you want to go, then cool. But majority of the time, the people that I have heard say, I've always been like that, it's in a negative situation. Oh, well, I've always been like that. Woe is me. Well, that's just how I am. You know, things just don't happen. Something doesn't happen right. The outcome isn't right. Well, that's just me. That's typically how things happen to me. Shut the freak up and get away from me. I'm opposite. I'm different today than I was yesterday. And when you call me tomorrow, I'll introduce myself because I'm different again. Change. My lion's roaring. Keep your focus on your goal. Know that all of my time, all of my energy is spent on progress. I just want to be better. I want to get better. I want to move. I want to achieve. If you've ever been around high achievers, we're driven. We're motivated. We're inspired. I don't need... I mean, we're all, it all comes to us in different ways. Some people they got to get up and they got to read words of affirmation or read this or they got to listen to that. Or man, I'm built for it, baby. I get up and I'm ready. My lion's roaring. I got my focus. I know what my goals are. I know that my time and my energy is going to be spent to progress. You won't catch me unless it's like a down weekend, maybe every once in a while, but you won't catch me watching 27 hours of freaking TV every weekend. I don't have time for that. Sure, I have some downtime. I have some quality time. But I'm keeping my focus, man. I'm keeping my focus on my goals. And sometimes my goal is to go play golf. Focused. Get the clubs. Let's roll. Right? Whatever your goal is, just stay focused on it and know that all of your time and all of your energy should be spent on progressing towards that goal. Follow me? Last one. Our lion is awoken. Our lion is leading us. Our lion is roaring at the opposition. And you already know, man, oh man, what a season. That final season. Whatever your favorite season is, that's where number 4 is going to end at. Mine is spring. I love spring. So my springtime, that's right now. That's maybe it's starting tomorrow. It didn't start today, but that's coming up. Springtime. Springtime's here, right? The summer solstice just hit. The other new year that some of us celebrate just happened. We're moving into spring. And so that's the 4th season, whatever season you want it to be. But the number 4 is let your lion love. Oh my goodness. It's the time to love. Seek areas to give. That's when you reach a position in your life where you're not worried about the stupid gas prices. You're not looking at the memes talking about eggs. You're not doing those things. And it doesn't even mean if you have provision or not. What it means is you have inner peace and healing and joy, right? What it means is your lion is ready to love. What it means is you're seeking areas to give your time or your talents or your treasure. Where are you giving back? Is my question for you right now. Where are you giving back? What are you doing? What areas are you seeking to give back? Who around you needs your extended hand of help? The girl this morning was embarrassed. Stuff was on the floor. I extended my hand. I helped her. I swooped it all up. I gave it to her. I put it back, right? Who around, where are you giving yourself to? Where are you giving your energy to? Where are you giving your time, your talent, your treasure? Where, right? I've got a friend of mine whose child. We all know we have children, friends, children who sell things at schools as a fundraiser, right? And they came to me and I was in a giving mood. I said, I'll take one of everything. What? One of everything? I don't even, it was cookies. I don't even eat. I'm not going to eat them, but it didn't matter, right? I was at a time where I wanted to give. I'm seeking opportunities to give all the time. And so this is just a small instance. I said, give me one of everything. They're trying to reach their goal. They're trying to sell. My daughter's 7, so she's going through it, but my son is 28. I've already been through. I know how it is. They're selling stuff all the freaking time. Sports teams, school teams, other teams, down teams, up teams, gym teams. Everybody's trying to sell something all the time, right? They're trying to reach their little goals, and it's hard. And a lot of times the parents, we're just taking it to the office. We're selling it for them basically because the kids aren't going door to door, or, we don't even know how they're supposed to sell them. It's kind of silly, but whatever. Anyways, my point is that was my time to give. I said, give me one of everything. We'll box it up and I'll donate it somewhere else, right? But my treasure at the moment, my money at the moment would help that young person get closer to their goal, right? I'm letting my lion love. You'll start to project what you desire to receive, right? When you're in your season of lion's love, you are putting out everything that you desire to receive. Again, which is why I am who I am, which is why it is all coming in. Sometimes I just sit back and I can't even believe how much blessings and how much the things I'm putting out is reciprocated. The law of reciprocity is what we call it, right? I'm going to give it out more. That's why I want to give. I do like to receive, you know what I'm saying? Right? I'm going to give it more because that's what I desire to come back to me. I'm going to put out more. I'm going to give more. You attract who you are. Oh my goodness, I've seen it in myself. There have been times when I haven't been in a good place and all the things around me were reflecting that, right? So as my lion's loving in this season, I'm attracting who I am. But there's one thing. Are you ready? Are you ready for your lion to love? Make sure that you are ready to receive those things. Because some of us have an idea of things we would love to receive. Some of us want to have love. Some of us want to have adoration and care. Some of us want to have appreciation. Some of us have things, right, that we desire to receive, to have coming into our lives. And my challenge to you is, do you know what you desire looks like? Maybe you got to go back in there. Maybe you got to really think about what it looks like, or at least think about being open to receiving it how it comes. Because guess what? It may not come in every size, form, shape, person, thing that you want it to. Okay? If you're desiring something, if you're desiring not to be lonely, well, companionship could come in many different ways, right? So you may think that you know what you want to receive. You may think that you know what you're going to project out so that the love of your lion could receive it back. But really look and see what it feels like. Have you affected what you are to receive through limited mentality, right? Oh, don't limit yourself. Are you ready to receive? Good. Just say, I'm open to receive it. Bring it how it is. Bring it how I'm supposed to. Bring it how it's supposed to be for me. Bring it. I'm ready. I'm open to receive. I'm projecting what I desire. I'm looking for areas to give. I'm loving. My lion's awake in loving. Excuse me. However, make sure that your mentality isn't limiting what it is for you to receive. That's it. When you're putting it out, don't limit how it comes back. Open your arms wide and receive everything that it has coming back to you. Why? Because in the end, your lion's love is going to allow kindness to define you. Oh my goodness. Kindness. I want to be defined by kindness. I want to be defined by a walking symbol of peace and harmony. I know that pure joy comes from kindness. So I want that pure joy. Sometimes we talk about the difference between happiness and joy. And joy is so pure, it's so spiritual, it's so internal. And I know that when I'm kind, when I'm walking around on a daily basis being kind, when I'm putting out, when I allow my lion's love to bring kindness as the definition of who I am at peace and harmony. I feel the joy. I feel calm. I feel stable. I feel uplifted through my lion's love. And so how does your circle of influence define you? Would all the people, would your family, would your children, would your coworkers, would the people around you, the 10 people who interact with you the most, would they define you as being kind? That's the question. Because perhaps your lion isn't loving quite yet. Ooh. So, we all have lions in us, don't we? If you don't think you do, I say you do. Maybe we just got to find it. We all know that it's important to have a vision. We all want to awaken our lion that's inside of us and know our value. Embrace your power with that awoken lion. We all know that we want our lion to lead, step out in front. I want my lion to lead me because I have positive vibes only. I have a happy list. I have things that I've written down that I know will make me happy. Write down what makes you happy. I have gratitude. I practice gratitude in everything I do, every moment of the day. I already know. It's not a surprise. I already know that the opposition is coming. They say the enemy is here to kill, steal, or destroy, right? I already know that. But guess what? He's not more powerful than the lion. And my lion will roar right at him because I'm not compromising. Because I have learned to say no to things that don't serve my purpose and my value. I have spoken directly, confidently, and boldly to the opposition in my life. The opposition that is only me. The opposition that is in my head. No excuses. Be accountable. Keep focus on my goals. And then lastly, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Life is amazing when you get to a state of being where you could just love, where you could just give, not even expecting to receive, but knowing the law of reciprocity. It's going to happen. I believe it. I've seen it. I feel it. And so that lion's love, when I'm showing kindness, when I'm projecting out what I desire to receive, all of those things, you have a lion in you. If you haven't known, today was about fire. Today was about the lion that's in you. Today was about unleashing your inner lion. Today was about the things that we could do, the 4 points that I have for you, the 4 points that we go over, the 4 points that I take people through, step by step by step, the 4 points, the path of the lion was today's subject. The path of the lion. Unapologetically, the Onealien Show is an agent of change. Unapologetically, I'm going to do what I do. Unapologetically, I'm going to be who I'm going to be. Jump on board. Let's go for this ride. take my helping hand. Learn from the guests that I have coming in. Learn from the things that I've learned. I'm not done yet. I'm still learning. And look us up all over the web. This is John O'Neal. I hope you've enjoyed us. Unleash your inner lion today. The Onealien Show, Agents of Change. We're ready and we're out.